Should be better. Turn that down a little bit. There you go. Should be better. Just about caught that. Change the deck setup as well from 775 to 825, which I do skate in real life, so I just feel a bit better. Wants to know any mods or stats, just let me know what mods I use or even how to install them. Go through all the stats, all the mods, that sort of stuff. How to install. You can pretty much install mods without downloading Unity mod, so you can actually download the maps and extract them into the map section, which is good. But then if you want to do stats like if you want to do stats like gravity, that sort of stuff, hop heights, deck size, shape, etc., you do then have to download Unity mods, and then it's easy enough. Then you just extract the file, but I'm running the alpha setup at the minute, so what you have to do is just go into Steam and sort of download. You go into sort of right click and then go into properties, and then it should say what build you're running, and then you have to pick the alpha build, and then it just sort of means you can use all the old mods, stat mods, that sort of stuff. So if I load up F7, you can see I've got the XM3 mod on, so you can literally change everything from your gravity. So if you put it up to 0, then you're just going to pop right through the map sort of thing, which is crazy. And then if you put it back down, it goes the other way where you can't even ollie. So I usually just have it, the pre one's 9, but I usually just put it around 13.5, and that just feels quite nice. It is harder to tray flip though. I find nollie trays seem to work a bit easier. Just getting the scoop right on it. So if you're going down this sort of stuff, you can sort of land it quite easy. And then on top of that, there's stuff like pop height, force, nollie force, all that sort of stuff, advanced pops, baby pops. So the baby pop is basically when you do a manual and then you do the little pop like that. So it just makes it look a bit more, just a bit more realistic instead of having to sort of manually pop up, like ollie off anything. So if we were going sort of to this, we can get onto it. No, we can't. But let's have a look. Might be easier on the short one. So if you go in, so if you go like that, it just pops off. So you can see on the end there, you can just get a little, not a good example, but hopefully you should get what I mean. So instead of you having to actually ollie off. So, and then on top of that, there's stuff like grabs, grinds. You can change all your manual sort of stuff, which I don't really change. There's stuff wind up speeds I don't change really, which is when you just wind it up. So I suppose, does it? Yeah, maybe it makes it faster. So, and then if you go the other way, let's have a look. Yeah, so it doesn't even wind up whatsoever like that. So I suppose if you have it faster, you're going to wind up a bit quicker maybe. Yeah, so I don't know. Probably just have it in the middle. I think that's probably the best one, even though it's probably a bit of a delay on it. And then there's stuff like stomp force, so like when you stomp onto, if you're doing a grind, a bit like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, which was a bit of a nightmare, but you can sort of stomp onto tricks. So there's all that sort of stuff. Grabs, I don't really get into the grabs so much, I just leave that, I'm not too bothered. Steez customizers, you can have everything on sort of Steez flips, let's have a look. So it just makes stuff a bit more sort of casual, a bit more relaxed. So I don't really, what's that, ollie switch? Yeah, I don't really mess about too much with it. Board, grab, Steez customizer, that's that there, so you can just turn all that on sort of thing. So stance customizers, so it just depends. So that is all around where you want your foot positioning. So if you want your front foot forward or a bit further back or to the left, so if you ollie, you might go a bit to the right or left. But I usually sort of just leave that really. Not too bothered. So that's pretty much it. The main, I'd probably say the main one. So flip, expert. I'm not sure the difference without probably. It probably just brings more options up, doesn't it? Board offset. That's what I was talking about. Flip strength, laid back mode. So you can have it so when you flip it's a bit more casual. So just look like your sort of foot's coming off on the landing and your arms are going all over the place, that sort of stuff. Vertical scoop, I'm not sure about that. Right button off, maybe that's. Into that. I'll close that off. So that's basically the XL one, and then if you go into control, okay, that brings up more animations. So on your body, that sort of stuff. Pushing, so that's look, body scale, so you can change your height, weight, that sort of stuff. Not too bothered about dynamic feet. So it stops floaty feet, follow board position. Yeah, so you can see there when you do that, it sort of catches it a bit, so it's just crashed a little bit. The trick is to do that, so there we go. So yeah, so you can see on that one, let's have a look. It does that front, sort of that catch onto it a little bit, so there's all that sort of stuff. To be fair, I've probably not gone through all of it myself. rides, off hippie jumps. Not really got into all that. Camera, body. Film mode, chat, all that's multiplayer. So I'll probably just leave all that. Close that off. And then I think the next one. Let's have a look. Was Alt. Okay, so let's try it. Yeah, so Alt, there we go, we've got it. Problem is, you get that many mods, you have to know which buttons open which. So this goes through all your grip tape, wheels, that sort of stuff. Shape your board, so you can see. If I go through the shape, there we go. If I go like that, you should be able to see that. So it's sort of the Andy Anderson, sort of that square nose on it style. We've got the elephants, that's what I'm rocking now, so that's sort of a rounded nose, square tail. Lockout, heroin egg, so that's a bit of an egg shaped one, it's a bit of a funny setup then. Yeah, so you can sort of pick something that's like the old school decks, so you can sort of pick whatever you want. And then you can pick, obviously, if you want a 7.5, 775, 825, 8.5 sort of deck, and then you can do all the scaling with your trucks, etc. Tightness, probably have that on quite low. I think. Yeah, so that's getting slower there, so you can see. So if I put it that way, then you can see the board's moving a bit more. Put that at about 80 sort of thing. That's the decks, that's Alt. Let's have a look. Alt K for that one. Yeah, so it definitely feels better than it was, it's just a shame. Sort of shame console really. They could have easily put this into the game if they wanted to, but there is on the stats. Obviously you've got all the maps, that sort of stuff, and then when you go onto Edit Skater, obviously you got stuff like all the headwear, bottoms, you can just a lot more modded clothes, that sort of stuff. It's all preference on that, so it depends whatever you're sort of into. So it's got all that sort of stuff, all the grip tapes, but you can obviously download more stuff. So I'm not too bothered. Tend to just sort of pick that sort of the joggers you can get. And the maps, what I said, you can actually download the maps without modding the game. You can literally just extract the file, download it from Mod.io, and then you can just copy, extract it, literally just extract it into the Skater XL map folder, and then you load it up and you're pretty much good to go. Which is good. Obviously, if you want to start then modding the stats, you do then just need to choose all this sort of stuff. You do need gravity, deck size, width, that sort of stuff, pop heights, even down to when you pop it, how far your feet are away from the deck. You do need to download Unity Manager for that. It's not difficult to do. And it's just probably a bit of preference really. Happy to help people with stats, etc. If you're looking at mine looks. It's just a bit of trial and error on sort of the gravity, that sort of stuff. So it definitely feels better anyway. It's been a while since I've modded the game. I just sort of felt stuck on console. I think I did about 2,000 or so hours on console, which is crazy. Until Session came out with the full release. So I might turn the gravity back down so it's popping a little bit high. So I usually keep it between sort of 13 and 14. I think the standard's around 9, so it's definitely half as floaty anyway. As I said, stuff like the tray flick, which is just quite difficult to do. That looks a bit. Yeah, it looks alright. It's a bit strange on the replay. It looks alright. It just feels a bit strange sometimes. So like that, it's probably going a bit too vertical, but that seems alright anyway. So I'll try and pop into there. Yeah, I'm happy to do a tutorial on modding, because it's a bit daunting at first, a little bit, or it can be. Just getting the right folders and then downloading the alpha version, etc. Which you can get the stats for. But once you've got it going, it takes 30 seconds to do for each mod. And then it's just a matter of just writing down how to open the mods. Right, opening it up, because you end up having to press like F7, that sort of stuff, or Alt G, Alt K. There's just different menus, you sort of forget what you've got and where it is. So it's, for the most part, it's been alright, been good. On here you end up getting that Unity mod manager that shows you the mods there. I've got the deck mod, which is sort of all the deck size, wheel size, truck size, that sort of stuff. Experimental mods, silent, rotation, controller. Let's have a look. XL gear mods, that's all your clothing, graphics, so it's just a bit more sort of high def, sort of contrast, etc. And you can change stuff like camera angle, zoom, angles, field of depth, colour filters. You could have it black and white, you could have it green, grayscale, that sort of stuff. You can turn all the contrasts up, brightness, tones, shadows. I've got the mod sound on, so it's just probably more realistic sounds, so a bit less sort of tinny, I'd probably say. Rail sound a bit better, sort of landings a little bit better, and now I've just got the XL3 mod on, so that provides all the stats, all your gravity stats, pop heights, feet positioning, stuff like your feet height when you pop the deck, how close the board is, rotation speed, wind up speed, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but you can see I've pretty much got maybe like 2 or 3 mods which actually change the game completely. But, and all the rest, stuff like the deck and clothing, it's just probably nice to have a little bit, but you don't need it because there's enough in the base game, to be fair. So there we go, it's all installed there. I'll load it back up. You end up getting all the mod IO, that sort of stuff on here, so your decks, and then you go back and it just shows you all your cell mods, maps. You can literally just go through and filter if you want maps, so you can download maps, copy them, literally just go into the downloads, open the file and then extract it. So you'd go open, right click, extract all, browse, and then it'll go in whichever, if it's gear, go in gear, if it's going maps, and that is literally it. And then you straight on, so you can download all these maps, which is pretty cool. Mods there, but not sure what that one is. Okay, silent control. So that was trying to get the deck right when so sort of when I was going into switch like that. Let's have a look. If I go like that, basically changes the direction, so just, yeah, it sort of changes the buttons back round to sort of more like session, so it's sort of the wrong way there, so it's a bit confusing. So I'll just switch that round and switch that round. I don't think that's it, I think, so I'll just do it like that. But yes, that's basically what that is. So I'll close all that down. So it just means when you are in switch, it's the right, yeah, so it's the right way now. But just takes a bit of getting used to. Definitely feels different to session anyway. I think session controls are probably better. But I've not modded session yet. Not so get to the point where I do need to do something different with it. It's like 2-3 years of playing it, doing the alpha, that sort of stuff. It's sort of early access. It's a little bit getting a little bit past, yeah, getting a little bit running out of stuff to do. only thing when you mod it is stuff like this gets a little bit difficult to land. You have to sort of go a bit faster and get the pops right. Getting there. Oh God, I forgot about this. Not sure how well it works. Modded, but these rails, yeah, possibly you won't be able to reach that. But yeah, you can usually get across this sort of thing, but maybe we can do it this side if we can get a bit of a run up. Maybe. It's this that's slowing me down here. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. We'll probably get onto this one. Maybe. That's all. I'll turn the red dots on a little bit. Too much. There we go, getting there. I've just been sort of running through the sort of the deck mods, that sort of stuff. So all this sort of stuff, just running through stats, through sort of gravity, that sort of stuff. So just saying, if you put it to 0, then you're just going to sort of float through, and then if you put it back down, then it gets to the point where you can't even pop the board. So I usually put it standards at 9.8. So I usually have it around 13 and a half. So yeah, so you can sort of mess about with the stats, and then on top of that there's stuff like pop heights, and then how high you pop the board, and how high your feet pop over the board, sort of thing. So you can sort of just mess about with the stats really. I was just saying, you can download, if you go onto here, you can download all the maps as well. So you can literally just download the map, open the map up, whatever map you want. So say that's a map there, and then you just extract that, browse, go into Skater Excel folder, and then go into maps, select folder and extract it. So yes, it's easy enough to mod everything, which is pretty cool. so I'll close that off there, but if anyone's got any questions on modding the game or maps, just let me know. I should be able to help. Back on track, there we go, just take that down there. Yeah, so stuff like Alt K, and then you can, if I just stop there, so stuff like you can change all your deck height, all that sort of stuff, shapes, so you can go right up there. So I'll probably have the 825, and then you can do stuff like textures, all that sort of stuff, and then change the actual shape of the deck like that. So you can change whatever size you want, so I usually just have it on that elephant one, which probably just gives you, if I just shove it, there we go, just respawn there, so it just gives you a bit of a flat nose, and then you can change all your truck sizes, wheels, that sort of stuff, shape of your wheels, so you can have small default wheels, you can have whichever ones, so I usually just have the conical ones, and it's just more aesthetics than anything. So let's have a look. Rails, deck rails. We need okay, so you can have deck rails as well, but yeah, so I don't know if you need deck rails, but I remember when they came out years and years ago, it's just sort of makes your deck heavy. So it's good on the ramps, but it's sometimes it can actually make your deck weaker, so you can end up sort of cracking the sort of the nose or the tail sort of thing. You're not sort of screwing rails into your deck. So I might just turn them off for now, and then you can change all your textures, that sort of stuff. So. Downloaded this map today as well, which is pretty cool, but there's not a whole lot on it, but we've just got this big rail here sort of thing, but actually getting on it's one thing. I think we might be on it now. Yeah, we just failed. Everything's gone shiny. Maybe it's just the map, but the light maybe. I'm not sure what's gone on there. Let's have a look. So if you do the backspace, that's when you can get onto all your graphics, that sort of stuff, so you can go on to basic overlays, presets, and you can model that sort of stuff as well. So not sure why it's so bright like that. Maybe just leave that there, it just seems a little bit bright, that's all. Don't know if it's just the top or not. May just be the map. Let's try another. Let's try that one. To be fair, I think it was just the map. That looks alright now. That's better. It might have just been the map, to be honest. But so close that off. I think we're good to go. try this little rail yet, see if that works. Ah, not yet. Get back on there. So it goes a bit too fast, you sort of mod the game and then this map just sends it crazy again. It's a little bit too fast. Almost a line, not yet. So hard, it sort of just knocks all the speed off. Get onto there. You go to the point. But if anyone wants any help modding anything, just let me know and I can make a video on it as well. So just to help everyone. I'll try and do it today and upload that. Thanks for joining everyone, and I'll be back on shortly.